Art 1, section 3-4. So that's chapter 3, and we're looking at, this is the fourth and final section that we're going to be taking notes on, and that is the art of the 20th century. That's the 1900s. And we're going to look at the 1900s now. Notice how, just like in the 1800s, there were a lot of different kinds of styles that came about. Same with the 20th century, same with the 1900s. We were looking at several different styles that happened even just before the 1950s, and then we're going to look at just a couple things in the 50s to the present-ish. So now we went from Impressionism to Post-Impressionism, and that art was getting more and more abstract and less realistic. And now here's Expressionism. This stressed personal feelings over realism or composition. So in Expressionism, we get even more abstract, and things are less easy to identify in the painting. Cubism continues this road to not having anything realistic in your painting. And here in our book on page 59, we've got a Cubist painting here. You may have seen something like this before. This is Picasso, and Picasso was like the father of Cubism. And this emphasizes, just like, what do we say here? Emphasizes structure and design. So we're looking at this structure and design, and you can see things from different angles. Sometimes Cubist artwork is, you can see everything like a subject from multiple angles, and they'll paint the same thing like a hand from multiple angles, all on the same canvas. And so it was a big deal in Cubist art, doing those kinds of things. You might see those paintings where a person has two eyeballs on one side of their head. That can be a Cubist type of art. Then moving into Surrealism. Surrealism focuses on dreams, fantasy, the subconscious. So this is one of the most famous surrealist paintings by Dali. And you can see this is like, there's a lot of realistic kind of stuff going on here, but it's weird. And it's kind of a dream shape. There's things like floating around. There's, this fairly realistic background here. But there's these clocks that are floppy and folded, and there's this weird like person thing, face, I don't really know what it is, eyeball, flat and floppy and whatever. This is surrealism. It's like a dreamscape. There's some often realistic elements in there, but they're weird. All right, surrealism's weird. Okay, and Dada. Now, if you want to talk about weird, Dada is the weirdest of all. Dada is nonsense on purpose. And if you were in class, I'd show you like a Dada video. They did a lot of film. The Dada movement, the people involved in that did a lot of just wacky movies where they did like some stop motion things, where they just did some weird, crazy stuff. So the art of the Dada movement is they purposely made stuff that made no sense. They did it on purpose. It's weird, wacky stuff. And they do it on purpose. Okay. Now, the 1950s to the present. So, abstract expressionism, this is where you get into paintings, drawings, and things like that do not have any subject in them. So, like, there's no guy surfing or whatever. There's no pretty tree or anything like that. It's just color, shapes, lines, something like this. Now, this almost looks like there's flowers and trees and stuff like that. You could kind of put that in there, look like there's a path or something like that. But I would call this abstract expressionism. This is kind of a mess, but it's more about design. It's more about just expression, color, shape, and at this point in class, I would like to show you something, some artwork by some famous abstract and expressionists. All right. So now we also have this pop art that happened in the 50s and beyond. And that is when you use popular culture as subjects or as media. So you might find something that the painting of the soup cans, the painting or prints of those kinds of nature of, gosh, I sound like so dumb right now. Sorry. I'm looking through the book to find better examples because I thought they were right here in this chapter, but they're not. The picture of Madonna, or not Madonna, of the famous actress looks like this, and it's different colors in the different squares. Oh man, it's been a long day, huh? Okay, pop art uses popular culture as subjects or as media. And so that's what pop and op art are. Whew. 3-4 is done. Okay, we'll be done. Read your book, get better information than what I'm trying to spew out to you. And have a good day. Peace.